What is up? My name is Red Rocket, and welcome to OTB Off the Block. It's a brand new podcast brought by 3 dude swimmers at FAU who know more than just about swimming. As I said, I'm Red Rocket. I'm from outside the A, Atlanta. Fans of the Falcons, Braves, Dogs, go Dogs. There's a little bit of Tech. Hey, we support all our sports in Georgia. Hawks, we don't talk about them though. But I'm also joined by my co-host, Tampa's finest, Logan Thornsberry.
What's going on? My name is Logan. You know, I'm a big Tampa Bay Lightning fan. Back-to-back Stanley Cup champs. Should have gone for 3. We got the Rays over here. They're doing all right this season, but we're not going to talk about that. And go Bucks, baby. TB12. Woo!
And I'm also joined by, at the edge of the table, maybe the #1 hater of Nebraska in all of America, Rush Clark.
Yep, and I am from Nebraska, so to people out there, there's a reason.
Isn't that considered treason out there?
I mean, no one cares about football these days, right?
I mean,
Nebraska, when they don't make a bowl game.
It used to be a powerhouse, just like the Cowboys.
We got a Dookie Phillies jersey on, so you can get on.
Yeah,
When they win the World Series, you'll be feeling sorry.
You know which team won the World Series last? I'm just gonna chop whenever I feel like chopping.
Hey,
I'm gonna get chopped.
But what was the last 2 years? They lost the wild card to which team?
We don't talk about it.
Hey, well,
2 years in a row.
The new MLB playoff format's a robbery. It's rigged. I don't like it.
Go Rays.
But anyway, first episode, we're going to get into college football predictions as college football starts. I don't know when this is going to be out, but it starts this coming Saturday as we're recording.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to jump into our beloved FAU Owls. Beloved because we go here, or beloved because we're fans? I don't know, but yes, go Owls.
Pretty good fans.
And coming off a rough season, guys, where we went 4-8, 3-5 in conference play. And as we take a look at the schedule here, open up with a big win at Monmouth, but it's Monmouth. Lose a close one to Ohio, where defense showed up, offense could not, with Casey Thompson.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was kind of embarrassing as
Rough
we were
one
there.
to watch.
Was it raining? I don't remember, but it was just...
No, the only touchdown was a pick six, so
Which
there was
one
no
was-
offense.
Yeah, we had like an 80-yard
Ohio,
pick
yeah,
six.
the defense did everything in that game. It was the offense just could not.
And it came
get
down
anything
to,
going. They
like,
couldn't
the
even go
last
like
play.
5 yards down the field. It was just crazy.
One of those receivers, though, got injured, though, within, like, the first 2
Yeah,
minutes.
it was the first play.
First play.
I remember. Yeah, it was the first play. And I think it's one of our top receivers.
Yeah, and he transferred out
Oh,
last year, too, Devin Price.
You're right.
Yeah.
Scary moment there. And then the Owls had the Death Valley as they took on, at the time, #20 ranked Clemson, and it was what you think it would be. We had some hope early on, you know what I mean? We had a drive where I thought if we could have scored, maybe things could get going, but
I think
we had 2 pick sixes
pick a couple pick sixes in there, yeah.
from Casey Thompson,
Right.
and then unfortunately later in the, I think, second quarter, got brought down, tore his ACL, out for the year, and that was basically it for the Owl season at that point.
Yeah. I mean, we had a couple touchdowns in there, so I'll take it, you know. But
The offense was inconsistent because they scored 56 on South Florida, but then
Yeah.
South Florida is really good last year, or they were better than before. So
Yeah,
they're coming here to the borough, so
that's right. We'll get into them.
yeah.
We had the Illinois. We almost won. It was close. Had to drive to win the game.
Yep.
What, we were stopped 4th and 1 in midfield, something like that? Couldn't get the yard?
They had 4 downs in the red zone,
Oh, yeah.
and it was all passes back to the end zone, or back of the.
Went on a 2-game winning streak, beat Tulsa, squished South Florida in South Florida. Remember, earlier that season, Bama was struggling against them. It
Yeah.
was a rain game, but still. Got walled
they
by
almost beat 'em.
UTSA. Beat Charlotte, but Charlotte. Then went on a 4-game losing streak to close the year to UAB, ECU, who finished 2-10, Tulane, and Rice. It's never good to lose to Rice.
mean-
So
It's rough.
I think if we had Casey Thompson, we easily win the Ohio game and the ECU game.
Well, we had him for a while though.
We only had him for 3. Oh, you're right. We probably
You're
could have
good,
won
yeah.
2 games there at the end. Like, don't you think?
I think the whole thing of like having a winner on the team, I feel like plays a big part when you're the QB.
Mm-hmm.
And Casey Thompson not having a winning season at any of the schools before that, Nebraska and Texas,
That's true.
like probably is a mindset thing.
But he was an upgrade from what we had previously. But
Who was the QB before that? I wasn't.
I think Nkosi Perry.
Yeah, it was Nicosi. It was Nicosi.
Who
Because he came from Miami,
He was a
right?
dog
And
at
he was
Miami.
decent.
He
He was decent at what he did.
But we have
and
not-
he could throw the ball too down.
We
the
have
field.
not seen a bowl game since we've been here.
No.
I think
We have not.
freshman year they had 4 chances to win 1 game and lost
Yeah.
every single one.
All they had to do was win one more game with Taggart, and they ended up going losing the last 4 games of the season.
Terrible.
All they had to do was win one more. It's
But
been rough.
we head into year 2 of Tom Herman, who, if you recall, at Houston in year 2 went 14-1, beat Florida State in the Peach Bowl. So I'm not gonna say my expectations are high, but I think there's gonna be a big season coming from the Owls.
Yeah. I mean, one of the coaches on the Owls, C.J. Hurd, he said, since I've been here, this is probably the most talented group we've had. So that sounds
good to me.
Pretty good to me.
I mean, in days of the portal, you can just switch a team
Exactly.
like that. And we have a lot of transfers coming in. You know, our new starting QB is one of those transfers. And he was just named the starter the other day. Logan, who's that
Cam
QB?
Fancher, I think that's how you say his name. They just picked him the other day. This is between him. There was a big battle going on. It was between him and Tyrig Starks. Tyrig Starks? Something like that. I'm not too sure. But, yes, so Cam Fancher should be the starter. And Herman did say, while they were battling between each other, that Fancher would be the quarterback to go against Michigan State. So
Yeah, Cam, redshirt junior, I believe.
Marshall.
Yeah, last season threw 2,100 yards, 11 touchdowns, 11 picks. Year before that, 1,400, 8 touchdowns, 5 picks. So, work in progress, but our QB play can't get any worse.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I still believe.
no.
I still believe. You know, it's a whole new squad, no new thing. Person I like to look out for is George Johnson III, number 7. I think they're going to have him at receiver, but I think he can also play some running back.
Yep.
So I think we might see some gadget plays with him there. But let's go through the schedule real quick and give ourselves a little predictions. I'll tell you how many games I think we're going to win
You want to go
at the end.
Like each person chooses the game?
Yeah, I like that.
Because you might say, oh, we're going to get a win, but
Yeah.
What is this? What does that mean? Hey, this guy. See, this is why he's a hater.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just-
That's why we put Rush over there.
Hey, watching Nebraska not go to a bowl game the last 7 years, you tend to pick up on what fans have skepticism and La La Land.
La La Land.
And I'm not
There's
trying
quite a few on there I could tell you we are going to win.
I think if they play it out, they should be at a bowl game at the end of the year.
Guys, I think
the bare minimum.
This might be one of the easiest schedules I've ever seen.
They're facing 9 out of 10 of these teams had losing records last year. That's the thing.
If they beat Michigan State off the start, we're going far this year. I'm telling you.
That's good.
wanna
New
start?
coach, Jonathan Smith.
You wanna do
Aiden
predictions?
Childs. All right, so we're going to go through the schedule. We each pick a game.
We'll just you choose if you think they're gonna win, and then he does the same, and then I do it, and then we keep.
Oh,
we can do
okay.
that, we can do that.
Yeah,
All right.
just to see. Yeah.
We're going to open up at Michigan State on a Friday. As much as I believe in our Owls, it's a whole new team. It's a whole new team for Michigan State,
is a whole new
too.
team.
Jonathan Smith coming in, new head coach from Oregon State, bringing Aiden Childs in to be his starting quarterback. I just think they'll out-talent us, and, I don't think we'll win this one as much as I surely hope. Logan?
Well, like you said, it is a whole new team but I got family that's gone to Michigan State, so I really do think I believe in the Owls to be able to beat Michigan State, so I can just rub it in their face for the whole year,
That would be nice.
and that is what I want to happen.
If only we could go.
If only we could go.
If only we could go.
Mom, get them tickets.
Grandpa?
Let's go.
Rush?
Both teams are new QB, new system, everything. I don't want to be in La La Land, but Michigan State has a whole new offense, defense, new coach. Tom Herman has a year under his belt. I feel like if they had the lead into the fourth, they're going to hold on because Michigan State isn't known for scoring a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say 24-21 FAU.
Oh!
I'm going to take
Hey,
that.
okay,
Wait a
maybe
minute.
I'll take it back.
Wait a
what I said
second.
about Rush.
Just
I'll
wait till the end, yeah. Wait till the
Wait, I
end.
thought I was going to be the homer on this thing.
No,
but-
because the problem is Michigan State. It's their first game with the
Yeah,
new coach,
yeah.
and the expectations are going to be so high that I think
Catch him off guard.
the moment they get out of rhythm, something's going to happen. Because I don't think Aiden Childs is as good as people think he is.
Yeah.
Like, they have a couple of transfers, but, like, other than that, Michigan State wasn't a transfer portal machine, you know?
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of good 4-star. They don't have any, like, 4-stars, so...
I mean, and I like our defense from what I saw in Spurs
I mean,
last year.
they're predicted to go 4-8.
Our defense was good last
lose
year.
most of the Big Ten games. FAU is not the worst. If they were in the Big Ten, they wouldn't be the worst Big Ten team.
Yeah.
So,
And
24-21.
Rush. I like it.
Man, I need the...
If they win this, I will get back on the FAU football train.
Really? That's good. Talking about that defense, anchored down by C.J. Hurd, All-American preseason freshman.
Only mid-major freshman.
Yeah, so big hopes for him and hope that anchor just even. Next, Army comes to town, and I think this is going to be a win. Now, Army may be able to bully us with the run, but I think, they're going to try to chew that clock. If we can just play the run well, we will win this game at home.
Yeah. I mean, this is their first year in the conference, right?
Army, yes.
Yes. So they can't come in here thinking they're going to win in the first year in their conference, all right? So, and that's a 12 o'clock game, as we can see.
That's right. The Heat, they're
They're not used to the heat.
They're not
So
used to the
I
heat.
honestly think we've been training through the heat all preseason, all, practice. But I think that FAU could win this one. And that's 2-0 right there.
See, you guys have family in Michigan State. I have family in Army. My sister goes to West Point.
Oh,
okay.
She's coming down, potentially bringing the boyfriend, parents coming down.
So you gotta show them who FAU
okay.
is.
I see.
Triple option is going to be tough, but FAU, I feel like, has the air raid with some of the receivers on the corners. 31-17 FAU.
That's right.
I don't. They're going to take a while to break down FAU's defense, but the defense I think is going to carry because Army's offense ain't that great.
No.
Nothing against them, but
Yeah. Next up, FIU comes to town.
Oh,
easy
come
game.
on.
Easy game. Easy game.
win. We own FIU.
Give us the trophy.
Just give us the trophy before the game
Give
starts.
us the trophy already.
Doesn't even matter. Next, we go to UConn, who had a surprisingly good season last year, making a bowl game. But this isn't basketball.
No.
FAU rolls in this game, where hopefully by week 4 the offense is clicking and we score big.
Is it still on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. Sorry, I hit a button.
No, you're good.
Make sure.
Way to go, Rush.
Go, bro.
I don't know. I'm an Owls fan for life, and I don't really like Huskies that much. So I think the Owls could beat down on the Huskies. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah, they had like a 3-9 year after going 6-6 into a bowl game. Momentum's not there for the UConn Huskies. They got a new QB. The head coach is in his 3rd year. No one's going to be at the games. They're all going to be tailgating for basketball. So even though basketball is like 2 months away.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
They're already in line.
I think the FIU, I was going to say 49-7. This one's going to be like 42-7 probably.
Good.
I have these teams. These games should be the games where players who are like 2nd, 3rd string should get in.
Yeah.
Just in case the 1st string get. Same with Wagner.
Yeah.
Same
And
Wagner.
that brings us to Wagner.
guy.
Wagner comes to town, which we actually have 3 kids on our team that transferred from Wagner. And good thing they did because FAU is going to put the stomping on them. And FAU wins big again.
Yeah. We don't like Wagner.
No,
No, we don't.
we don't like Wagner.
So FAU all the way. That's what. 4-0 already. 5-0. Come on.
I got him at 4 when you got him 5-0. Rush?
Give me a second.
That'd be insane if we start the season 5-0.
Let's see. They were 5-7 last year.
Imagine if we lose all the rest of the game. Make a bowl game.
Yeah.
Would Tom Herman be out at that point if he lost the last 7 games?
Don't ask me in the moment.
It's like Maryland did that one year where they were 6-0 and then lost the last 6 games.
But that's the Big Ten. This is the American.
They won. Yeah. No, I mean this should be a nice easy game. FCS. I mean, if you lose this game, then we're in trouble. But they won't. I think it's going to be closer than people think because I think they're going to be like, oh, we're going to be focusing on our off week next week.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be like 35-21.
Good.
Bang.
Next up, North Texas comes to town. It's going to be tough. Lost them last year. But I think this is a game where the offense finally shines.
We played them last year? I don't think we played them last year.
Did we not?
No. Sorry, I'm not sorry.
Good. Well, hold on. This is where the offense is going to shine, and we
new
are
team.
going to take the dub in a little bit of a shootout. here in South Florida. That brings them up to 6-1, I think, for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6-0.
5-0. 5-1 for me.
Oh yeah, you chose Michigan State.
I don't know. To be honest, with the momentum they got, well, I have them going. I feel like they might lose this game just because they're thinking highly of themselves at this point, and then they're going to come out and like win this game.
Mm-hmm.
But they're gonna. I think North Texas is gonna be more locked in than we are. I feel like.
Yeah, it's a trap game. They're focusing on UTSA next week. That's their first or second big test. I think they're gonna win it, but I think it's gonna come down to the last drive. It's gonna be like 21-17.
It'll be a
21-20.
Close game.
I got an offensive shootout close, but yeah, and then.
But at this point, for me, they're bowl eligible. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I got them at 5-1, 1 win away from being bowl eligible, as they fly into San Antonio to take on UTSA, and this is where I have us taking our first loss of the season. The Roadrunners are just second.
Hey, that's fine.
You guys are in my head. Second loss of the season. Roadrunners are just too talented, and
Did we play them last year?
Yeah,
we did. They
beat
came
us
here
by
and they smoked
26.
us.
Oh snap!
And I just think
It was
we'll
Parents
get.
Weekend.
Yes.
I don't think we'll get outclassed. I just think we'll get outplayed. UTSA wins by at least 2 touchdowns.
This one I think we're gonna take the dub. We lost them last year, all right, and they're not gonna take that same step again. I mean, I said they lost to North Texas.
I think
all
you
right.
have his team going 12-0 this year.
I already have them winning against North Texas. They lost to North Texas, all right. They're not gonna lose 2 in a row.
That's right.
Wait.
We're the Owls. We don't lose 2 in a row.
They might lose 2 in a row, but you gotta have faith.
I thought you chose North Texas to
And
win. I was like, bro, this guy going in 12-0.
I have faith in Tom Herman, and I have faith in our offense and defense, and I think they're gonna pull up a fat upset in the conference right here.
Would be a huge upset.
I have them losing. I think this is where the streak ends.
We're gonna come back to this after they play UTSA.
Hey, I hope
See
we're
who
wrong.
is
I
right.
hope I'm wrong.
I just think UTSA, that football, it's an indoor one, so it's kind of like arena football there. It gets rowdy. It's Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be FAU's not gonna have a lot of confidence, and after that North Texas game, they're gonna go in. UTSA doesn't have their star QB Felipe something, whatever his name is, but they do, I believe. Yeah, they have 2 highlighted QBs. Jake Garcia, who's played at 2 schools, Miami and Missouri. He's not. I believe he's not the starter. It's the Hauser dude from Michigan State, who was the starter last year. And so, I
can bring it back up.
Fudge. I'm a game ahead. I'm sorry. I'm a couple games. Sorry, my bad.
You're looking at
I still
South
think they're gonna
Florida?
lose. I'm talking about ECU.
Guys
Sorry.
getting excited over here.
I am, because I was really focusing. We'll get to this when we get to it. My bad. I still think they're losing.
We're losing? All right.
Yeah, it's just
Then South Florida comes
Woo,
to town,
Come on.
who I guess that's where this boy's from,
This will be a
but
good game right here.
we stomped them last year, and right now we're looking at the odds for the American. Right now Memphis is favored almost everywhere at 225, and then goes Tulane, UTSA, and South Florida with the 4th best odds to win the conference. I don't see it. I don't believe it, and we're going to put those doubters to bed when we beat South Florida
They're coming
in
to
Boca.
they're coming to out. Yeah, they're coming to Boca.
They're coming
Last
here.
year we went to them and smoked them, so I don't see why we can do it in our own
Exactly.
stadium.
Like, got them.
But I have heard that South Florida is supposed to be really good this year. A lot better than theirs. Well, I guess they got a bowl game last year, but
Yeah,
I've
they
heard-
played the Boca Bowl.
yeah. So
They came
In
here
the stadium. In the stadium.
and they got
so
squished
they have
by
been in the stadium
Syracuse.
before.
No.
Oh, they squished
They
Syracuse?
squished Syracuse 45-0.
Never mind, they
But
squished
they
Syracuse.
got
They were
this-
on our way out.
South Florida, they got their new coach a couple, like 2 or 3
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, he was trying to be poached by Power 5 schools.
Yeah, so it looks like he's doing pretty decent for them.
Doesn't matter. Tom Herman takes it.
So yeah, but Tom Herman's he ain't gonna let another Florida team come in their stadium and lose. So go Owls.
Who else? Rush?
I got South Florida winning. I know it's not the consensus. I'm pretty high up on South Florida, as much as it's not a thing I like to have or do. But Byron Young, the QB, he's a stud. I'm not gonna lie, he's a stud. Like, he's probably the best. Him and Seth Hannigan from Memphis are the best him and then the guy from Liberty. Those 3 QBs are the best QBs in the mid-majors by far. And this guy was trying to get poached out of South Florida to transfer out to Power 5 school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 26 TDs last year, 11 interceptions. And he was only a junior. They almost beat Bama.
Yeah.
They won their bowl game by a lot. I mean, I have my later prediction. I have them facing Memphis in the conference title. So South Florida, it's going to be. They're gonna keep it close early for FAU, but the final score is gonna be like 42-20.
This is coming from a Phillies fan, though. So
yeah.
So
I don't know
trust
how
his sources.
serious we could
You're
take
also
it.
at like 8-1 for this team.
Okay, come on. Am I supposed to say 1-8 for? Am I supposed to go like under 500? Oh.
You would be a Charlotte fan and you would still say 8-1.
That's so true, bro.
Hey,
We had a FAU player that went to Charlotte this offseason.
we did.
We'll talk about him when we get to basketball.
Oh, we got a lot to talk about.
But I'm going to go ahead and group these last 4 games together because I think FAU finishes off the year 5-0 after the loss to UTSA, beating East Carolina, Temple, and Tulsa away, and then beating Charlotte definitively at home. Yeah. I think we finish 10-2, and I think we go to the American Championship, Conference Championship game.
That would be fire.
In Memphis. I think it'll be us in Memphis.
I only have them losing 1 game, I think. but I mean, we can't let another owl beat us. So
that's right.
We're gonna take the dub on that. Charlotte, dub. Tulsa, dub. Like nothing.
So what do you have him at? You have him at 11-1? Yeah. I thought I was high.
I was gonna put a loss in there.
Dude.
No, but
you definitely added the loss.
All right, I'm stretching it on the UTSA one, but.
I love how he has the loss of North Texas at home against a
trap game.
It could be, they get in their head, bro.
I guarantee you say it just so you wouldn't go 12.
No, I was thinking about it. I was like, dude, they might lose this game, and I'm gonna.
All right,
watch.
I have they're gonna lose to East Carolina.
They're gonna lose to East Carolina again.
When I brought up the Cattenhouse or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Michigan State started last year. I think they're gonna be on a downslope after losing 2 games in a row. I do think they'll beat Temple, Charlotte, and Tulsa.
Okay.
Those teams are just not good. Like, no offense to them, just not good. 9-3, they just missed out on the American Conference, and that game against East Carolina is what put them out of it. So,
of course.
Yeah, but
hey, we all seem pretty high. 9-3, 10-2.
The over under is 7.5. So
yeah.
For betting odds, we can't bet, so.
We can't bet, so we're not going to. But I'll tell you that Memphis and Tulane are the favorites to make the title game. I think Memphis will meet Memphis there. Who's FAU going to face in the title game for you? Because you have them going there.
I'm going to take Tulane.
Interesting.
They won last year. So, yeah, I think Tulane's going to be there.
And then you already said yours.
Yeah, I said Memphis over Tulane, 24-21, and a spot in the college football playoff.
Oh, playoff prediction for earlier. Yeah, I have us playing Memphis.
Have you seen Memphis play?
I have seen Memphis
play.
Well, my dad went to Memphis, so I can't root for them. Yeah.
That's funny.
Side note. How did Logan Thornsberry parents meet?
They moved to Florida, bro.
Oh. They both did?
They lived in the same apartment complex. My dad's like, hey.
All right. She's like, that out.
I got a jet ski. Let's go.
All right, so I've got us losing to Memphis with a valiant effort in the title game. Also for a spot in the college football playoff, I have Memphis as the 12th seed. But overall, I think we're pretty high on FAU. Like I said, we've got maybe the easiest schedule I've ever seen, at least for a mid-major. Like
this is the year. If they want to, sorry, I'm going to cut you off. But if they want to make the playoff, this is the year.
Yeah.
Because if they can get over Michigan State, hardest 2 games remaining is UTSA and South Florida. Mm-hmm. And they're going to have a bye week in between the 2 games. So, it gives them time to recover.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, Liberty, I have them going 12-0. I don't think they get in because their schedule's too easy. A win over Michigan State, Army, UTSA, who's probably going to win 9 games, would be good enough. If
FAU goes 12-0 or even 11-1, I think they're going to look at the harder schedule. Mm-hmm. And they're going to say, Liberty played no Power 5 teams. FAU beat South Florida, they beat Michigan State, and if they play Memphis if we get to that point, then there's going to be some people upset with the fact that because because remember last year FSU was undefeated.
Yeah.
But because of their QB,
Yeah.
I think it was because of their schedule being weak. But undefeated doesn't mean always you're going to get in. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Tom Herman leaves after that. No, I'm kidding.
I hope he doesn't.
Makes the playoff.
We need.
Hey, his
Makes
family
playoff.
loves the beach, so we're chilling.
So did Dusty May, but
I hope this isn't a
Here we
Lane
are.
Kiffin situation where we
We got
blast
their
off.
coach. I'm more happy about our coach now than Dusty. Believe it or not.
yeah.
Basketball soon.
Yes,
But,
we're talking about.
I hope Herman doesn't leave like Kiffin
No,
did. But
I listened to
this was a rebound. For
I listened to a
Kiffin.
podcast, and this is like he's gonna retire here. I think.
I think so.
Like his family loves living here and stuff.
Why would you go up again just for another chance of failure with how
For
much
real.
the sport has changed from when he first did it
Yeah.
at Texas? You know what I mean? But next, we're going to do some Heisman predictions, looking at the odds. The current odds leader is Dylan Gabriel, starting quarterback at Oregon, followed by Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers, Will Howard, who's now at Ohio State, Nico Amaliva, that's how I'm going to pronounce his name, from new
Tennessee
starting
guy.
quarterback for Tennessee, followed by Jalen Milroe, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, now at Miami, and Garrett Nussmeier,
From LSU.
starting quarterback at LSU. So, we'll start on this side. Rush, who do you have winning the Heisman this year?
I was actually gonna say my pick when we got to the
You
playoff
wanna say
because
that to the
because it was a built up. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Well, do you have a prediction?
I'm going with the top guy right there. I mean, look at it. I mean,
If I was a betting man.
he's looking great over there. He's looking like he's gonna win. Come on.
mean, I think I heard somewhere where if he plays all these games, he will pass Bo Nix as having the most starts out of any college quarterback ever.
Right now, he's fourth all time with 14,800, and then the top guy isn't Bo Nix, but the top guy's at 18-2, so he needs 34, which for him it's like because he's in his 6th year right now, so he's
Yeah.
got time to do it.
From what he started off at UFC,
For his ACL.
UCF, and then he went to Oklahoma, and now he's
Hate
at
UCF.
Oregon. Man, it's for UCF.
Hey, UCF produces good QBs. We can admit that. Like
They do.
UCF, yeah, they all go.
Plumlee balls.
Mackenzie Milton.
Mackenzie Milton
Before he got
balled.
hurt.
He was something else.
Oh, they got KJ Jefferson's there.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say my Heisman pick. I think it's going to be the man out of Texas, Quinn Ewers. I think is going to win the Heisman. A little preview to the playoff, but I think Texas is in for a big year. I think with the injuries to C.J. Baxter, the running back, and believe the third string is going to have to make him step up even more. No A.D. Mitchell, no Xavier Worthy. Isaiah Bond comes in to help out the receiving core, but I think he's going to have a big year. And plus, playing in the SEC kind of boosts your wins against the voters. Big year for him, big year for Texas. And they will go back to the playoff like last year, but we'll see what that entails. And I think he also silenced all the Arch Manning thing, because I think there's a real possibility if Quinn struggles, the Arch Manning demands get louder and louder, especially because they play Michigan early. If they lose that, it's not the same Michigan it was last year. They got Georgia at home, lose that halfway through the season. You know what I mean? So I think Quinn silences the doubters and wins the Heisman Trophy.
That's great information.
Thank you. Now it is time. Oh, Coach of the Year.
Tom Herman.
He could win it. If we go 11-1.
You think he would win it if he went 11-1? If he made the playoffs, I do believe he would be up for it.
Yeah,
I just don't see a mid-major if
Winning
they don't make
it.
if you don't make the playoff.
Yeah, my Coach of the Year is Dan Lanning out of Oregon. I think they're gonna walk into the Big Ten, and our former captain Jackson Kirk always said the Big Ten was overrated.
He did say that
to an extent, and I think
Big Ten's the best conference this year.
And I think Oregon's going to prove that, walk in and dominate, and Dan Lanning wins Coach of the Year. You want to save yours for your
I was for the title games.
Okay,
This guy brought notes.
you can. He probably. All right.
I like how you're making fun of a guy who prepares.
Do we?
Oh,
wanna,
you bozo.
You want to do conference championships
Yeah, you want me to say mine?
right now, or do you want to do the playoff? And as we explain the playoff, we say who beat who for what.
I mean, I can do the conference and then go into my playoff, make it easier, kind of give you time to.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. The first one I had was I was just gonna read off my own.
Okay. Yeah.
Or you want me to do the?
We'll just start with the SEC.
Okay, my SEC one is I have Ole Miss versus UGA, and I have Ole Miss 45-42.
Really?
Pretty high on Ole Miss this year. They got that transfer portal, and I think, bro, we gotta love Lane Kiffin.
We
the
love
Kiffin train.
I love the Kiffin train.
And his dad passed away this year, so he has that team has motivation this year.
Yeah.
They got some, and they got the nicest uniforms in the country. So
they do.
They got some confidence.
He was the coach for the Bucks.
Hey, I love me some Jackson
One of
Dart.
the coaches when we won the Super Bowl.
Lane Kiffin.
Kiffin. No,
His
his
dad.
dad.
Oh, in 21?
No, I think in 02.
No, 02, yeah.
Yeah, you think I care about the Bucks in 02?
I do.
You weren't born. No.
No, I wasn't. But I'm still a fan.
Yeah, I mean, I love me some Jackson Dart. I don't know how much the loss of Quinshon Judkins to Ohio State's going to affect them, but
You're the ball hog.
they have a really good schedule
Yeah.
to navigate in this new, like, tough SEC.
Guess who also transferred to Ole Miss from FAU? Devin Bryce.
He did.
Yeah.
He's like, "You transferred."
I know.
I realized that because he didn't play much for us last year, so.
Yeah.
Because he was an A&M transfer.
Who do you think's going to win the SEC? I can make it bigger.
You can't.
Actually, I can't.
I like a little Vanderbilt, South Carolina action. He's gonna say the first two, aren't you?
No, I'm going with Ole Miss. Come on.
Oh, Miss too.
I like to change my.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
come on.
I'm going to go with. I have Texas beating Georgia in a rematch, where Texas won the first matchup as well. I think Texas goes 2-up on Georgia, into the playoff. Texas walks in undefeated. Quinn Ewers wins the Heisman, does it all, beats Georgia in Atlanta, and Texas will be the number 1 seed into my playoff bracket. Next, we will go into the ACC and look.
Oh, here we go.
It's gonna be. It's like my dad says. It's all about the U. The U. I have Miami beating Florida State, another rematch in the ACC championship. Miami, I believe, is gonna go undefeated until the championship game, and I think they're gonna beat Florida State again a second time. They get them at home the first time. They will get him in Charlotte the second, but I don't think it'll matter. I think Cam Ward will be one of the most impactful freshmen this year, or transfers, in college football. Him with Xavier, the All-American preseason wide receiver, I think they're going to be a deadly duo. And I think Cristobal, big moments we can talk about in a second, but forming together a roster to compete, he's one of the best. And
Bang.
Miami's back. The U is back.
Hey, come on. Hey, they're like our neighbors, Miami,
That's true.
right next to Boca. I hate Florida State. The Noles, I don't like. I've never liked them. No, Miami. Come on.
That's right. Let's go. Go on now.
Also,
Yeah, I thought I was tripping when I chose Miami too.
Really? We're all going Miami?
Well, you want to? I have Miami playing SMU with Preston Stone,
SMU.
a dark horse to win the Heisman this year, because I think it's going to be Miami's going to be 11-1 going in. SMU's going to be 10-2. They're going to have a solid one. Miami comes out 42-35 in a clinch in the playoffs.
All in the Miami. Can you see the South Florida bias here? Big Ten championship rush.
Oh, you ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
I got Oregon, but I have them playing Iowa because just like FAU and Liberty, their schedules are very weak this year.
Mm-hmm.
Got memorized right here. The hardest game they have to play is at Ohio State, and I believe they'll lose that.
Uh-huh.
But they have home games against Washington, Wisconsin, Nebraska. They have to go to the shittier.
Yeah, it's fine.
They're the worst teams in the Big Ten. They'll beat Iowa State. They're going to go 11-1. They got a new offensive coordinator and wide receiver coach, which today Kirk Ferentz and the wide receiver coach was suspended one game, the first game against Illinois State, so it's okay, for recruiting violations.
Interesting.
If it's one game, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But their season is very favorable, and having what I believe is number 1 defense in the country, the offense just needs to not be the worst in the country like they have the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But I have Oregon beating them 28-14. I think it's just going to be too much.
Worst in the country. Still won 10 games last year.
Yeah, I know.
So
That's See, as an Iowa fan, that's how painful it is because everyone's like, oh, we won 10 games. Imagine if the offense was like middle of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
They could face up against any team in the country because the defense is so good. I mean, we turn out how many first-round picks each year, for defense, not offense. And then tight end,
Yeah.
But
Just Jack Campbell last year.
No, he was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Logan, who do you think's going to win?
All right. I'm going to go with this one. Back-to-back. Michigan.
Really?
New coach.
You might as well say Rutgers was Maryland.
I think Michigan can go back-to-back. I think they can all the way. They can go all the way.
They can go all the way?
Yeah.
When we get to the NFL, he's gonna be like, "Hear me out."
I can't.
Tampa Bay comes to the Super Bowl.
Right, this guy got. Look at his notes. Like, this is impressive.
Yeah.
I don't got this
You got all
notes.
the scores.
But hey, I got my brain, my instincts,
Yeah, man. Next
and my
episode.
instincts know.
Michigan.
Maybe not all the way, but
Interesting.
in Big Ten.
They got tough schedules. Like they gotta play Ohio State. They gotta play Texas early, but they could do it. I mean, they did lose a lot of people to the draft, but
I just don't trust that QB.
yeah,
He hasn't played much. He didn't play much after J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, I didn't think J.J. McCarthy was
New
gonna
coach,
go first.
new allegations. I think it's gonna mess him up a little bit.
J.J. McCarthy's not even.
A lot of
playing.
noise, I've got Oregon.
No, I'm saying
I know.
Who do I have?
Alex Orji or Jorge or whatever his name is.
I've got Oregon over Ohio State in another rematch in the championship. I've got Oregon sweeping Ohio State. A lot of sweeps. But I just think that Dylan Gabriel and those boys, I just don't trust Will Howard. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we could see a fearsome rushing attack like we did back with Ezekiel Elliott back in 2014 with that Ohio State team with Quitshaw Junkins and Drayvon Henderson. But I think Oregon is just... I think they just got something this year. I think the way the roster's built, Evan Stewart coming in, I think they're going to be a special team.
Also, to my viewers that think Iowa won't do it, Ohio State, Michigan have to play each other, and Oregon's going to beat Ohio State at home. Michigan's going to lose to Washington on the road. Ohio State's probably going to beat Michigan this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ohio State, I think, will lose at Penn State, which is 2 losses each. Iowa only have 1. So
Amen.
they're just going to watch the bowling pins go down as they're walking to the championship.
Yeah, I don't trust Ryan Day. I don't think he's a big game winner. But Big 12, last conference,
Rumor has it at Kansas State that Will Howard was pushed out by Avery Johnson.
probably.
And he landed somehow at a better school. So I guess it all worked out, right?
They need someone. Kyle McCord was not it. But I don't have Kansas State in this title game. I've got Utah versus Oklahoma State. And I have Utah beating Oklahoma State after Oklahoma State beat them earlier in the year. Death taxes in Utah football. Cam Rising returns for his 20th season. And I just think the way they play football it's the way to win. Too good when they play it. When they're rolling, they're as good as anyone else. Okay, Utah.
UCF. Okay, so UCF has gotten a lot better over the past, I don't know, 4 years,
Yep,
5
yep.
years.
So
So I think it would be UCF, Utah, and then Utah will beat UCF.
There you go. Good.
I have West Virginia, UCF.
Okay.
I have Coach of the Year, Neil Brown, West Virginia, 10-2. Schedule's very favorable this year.
Mm-hmm.
QB is a top 15 QB in Garrett Green.
Yeah.
UCF has Kader Jefferson. Their schedule, I mean, like, when I was watching the preview, this conference is the conference when any team can beat any team, except, sorry, Dalton, but Cincinnati's not good. Cincinnati,
Yeah, they at the bottom
and
there.
Houston.
Look at that.
Sorry, those 4 teams are just gonna go 3-9, 2-10 because all other teams are gonna beat them. Baylor can get them, but Colorado probably gonna go 5-7.
I think Colorado goes at 6-6.
6-6.
LaJonte Wester.
LaJonte Wester. Wasn't the key.
West Virginia beats UCF 31-28 in a spot in the playoff.
Nice.
And Neil Brown, who used to be on the hot spot, gets a raise after
Gets
this
a raise.
year.
Or a better job, but let's talk for another day. You know who I was really looking at? I was looking at Arizona. I think maybe they could surprise some people with their weapons, but new coach and all that scared me a little. So
Who?
Arizona.
Oh, the new coach, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Colorado, I think they're gonna go 6-6. Nothing crazy. They probably.
What were they last year?
They were
not
4-8.
They won
like.
They won the first couple good games.
Yeah.
But besides that.
All right, let's go. I think we're ready for predictions.
Oh, we're not going to do the other.
That was my prediction. Nah. You want to? Real quick?
I'll do mine
Just
quick.
rapid
Because,
fire.
Conference USA Championship, Liberty versus Jacksonville State, Liberty 42-24. Sun Belt, Texas State over App State, 49-27. They got a new QB, Jordan McLeod from James Madison. MAC action, baby.
Bang.
Tuesday night games.
Action.
Miami, Ohio versus Toledo. It's a rematch from last year's game, and then Toledo beats them 28-24. And then the Mountain West, Boise State versus Colorado State. This game could actually, and American could decide who gets that 12th spot.
Mm-hmm.
I got Colorado State over Boise State. Colorado State, their players try to get poached to Kansas State. They were in it for the money. They're in it for the wins. Bam.
I think the group of 5 team is gonna have to come out of either Mountain West or the American.
Or if the teams just kind of like push each other out, it's going to be Liberty.
And then it's gonna be crazy.
I just don't trust Liberty after what happened to Oregon. 49-7.
Yeah.
All right.
Hawaii's gonna win 8 games. Go Bows. All right, it is time for our college football predictions. Logan did not come prepared with his, but Logan, do you have a Final Four? Here, you think of a Final Four.
You guys talk.
And I'll go first. So I actually have my bracket up. Here we go. Can you see it?
Oh my.
That's the picture of my bracket. So here we go. I've got number 1 Texas, SEC champion. Number 2 Ohio State, Big Ten champion. Number 3 Miami, ACC champion. Number 4 Utah, Big 12 champion. That's how the new playoff works. Top 4 division champions, conference champions, get a bye. They're 1 through 4. Then the next best teams get seeded 5 through 11. Then the best group of 5 team is the 12 seeds. So I've got Georgia at number 5, 2 losses to Texas. Oregon. No, I said everything wrong. I have Oregon number 6, as they beat Ohio State in the year, but they lose in the championship game. We'll explain that later. I have Notre Dame number 7. Notre Dame has one of the easiest schedules. If they can I have them going 11-1. If they can just win all their games, they will get put in. Big name, money, viewership, all that. Penn State got to go on 11-1. I think they will be in number 8, and I think we're going to get to see a whiteout game from Penn State because the first round, 5 through 8, get to host their playoff games at home. I then have Oklahoma State, a runner-up in the Big 10, Big 12. Then I've got Ole Miss, who just missed the SEC championship game by losing to Georgia. They're there at the 10 seed. I've got Alabama squeaking in. They finished 10-2. It was close between them, Kansas State,
and Florida State. They get pushed out
Florida
again.
State.
They get pushed out again.
But I think the committee will put Bama in, and I think that we'll see the same we've been saying, like we would need the big teams in for viewership. So and I have Memphis at the American taking.
Here's Liz.
Oh my goodness.
Whose bladder leaks drop in uninvited.
Brought to you by.
Okay.
I don't know. What it
and
was.
I've got Memphis coming in and taking the
Brought to you by Arena, where something matters.
taking the 12 seed. So
Actually, you guys just have so much information. It's crazy.
well, I'll quickly run through my prediction.
It makes things easier to know what you're talking about,
Yeah. Yeah, so Rush, what you guys' thoughts on this bracket?
Honestly, I'd pick the same one.
I actually did choose the Georgia-Memphis matchup, though.
Really?
Yeah. I got the 5-12. Dude, I'm not going to lie, though. If that's the game, I think Memphis will come out strong, but Georgia's defense will shut them down.
Bang.
Like, everyone's going to be cheering for Memphis, but probably not you, but...
I mean, I've got the higher seeds winning the first rounds of games, Penn State being Oklahoma State, Notre Dame. No, I have Ole Miss beating Notre Dame. Jackson Dart and the boys come through. I just think Notre Dame is always overrated. And they just get there because their schedule's easy. Sorry, Uncle Chris. Bama,
Uncle Chris.
Alabama, Dan Lanning, almost went to Alabama when the whole Saban retirement happened. But he decided, Dan Lanning almost went to Alabama. Stuck out with Oregon.
I don't know if he ever went there. It was just rumors.
He was thinking about it.
Yeah, because
Oregon winning that, and I got Georgia stomping on Memphis. Sorry. Next round, I have Texas beating Penn State. I have Ole Miss beating Ohio State, and probably the biggest upset of this whole thing. I just don't trust Ryan Day in these big events. I think the Ohio State defense is supposed to be great. They can run the ball with Shaw Junkins, but I think Jackson Dart and the Ole Miss offense just does enough to win. I've got Oregon beating Miami. Miami, cupcake schedule, Cinderella run over, too much talent on Oregon. And then I think UGA beats Utah. Carson Beck and the boys get it done. Trevor Etienne, Florida transfer, runs the rock. Then in the final four, I've got UGA finally beating Texas in their third matchup, and I've got Oregon beating Ole Miss. And then in the final, I've got Oregon beating UGA. I know it hurts my heart to say, for the Georgia boys. But like I said, I think there's something about this Oregon team. Dan Lanning wins Coach of the Year. Dylan Gabriel, in like his 15th season, finally wins it, raises a trophy. They win as a 6th seed. And I think the new college football format is a success. Everyone claps and cheers, and it doesn't expand to 14 because I think that'd be bad. What do you think?
That all sounded very well spoken to me.
Just wait till the NFL predictions
Oh.
next week because I've got some stuff to say.
Oh, and I'll be more prepared for that one right
Okay.
there because that's NFL talk.
That's
right
our
there.
stuff.
You want me to go? Or
Rush, your thoughts? Your thoughts?
Let me hear your thoughts, Rush, because
Your thoughts, or you want me to say mine?
Yeah, your thoughts on this.
whatever he says,
I
I
mean,
like.
I think we have similar teams on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I did change my championship prediction because I'm trying to like envision what the hype is around. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm trying to think of like, well, I'll get to mine, but no, I mean, we have the Georgia-Memphis matchup. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. The problem is, if FAU got in there, I'm not gonna lie, as a person who attends here, I would be scared for them.
I would be scared.
Because they got
The money. For us,
It's the money. Yeah.
I mean, we're going to graduate. But, like,
Come
the
on.
money?
Yeah.
We'll
It's
be
the long haul.
Yeah.
It's the long haul thing. It's just like the Final Four run. Give me a start in one.
Yep. Your prediction.
All right.
Let's hear him.
12-5 was Memphis UGA. UGA 42-14. Too much defense. Not enough defense from Memphis. 11-6 a matchup. Iowa versus Notre Dame.
Not this guy.
Iowa gets in because they get to only the 11 seed because they do not have. They're 11-2 at this point, but they don't have any good enough wins to put them up higher. They face Notre Dame with a cupcake schedule. They have two teams. They face. They're at A&M the first game, and then I believe they face off against Florida State at home, which
Yeah.
I believe they were going to win those games. But the committee's not going to be nice to Notre Dame. Never are. Iowa with the upset, 21-20.
Okay.
Magical run. Kirk Ferentz will retire at the end of the year.
Okay.
He gets as far.
Homer
10-7.
through.
Who'd you have for 10-7?
I had Notre Dame Ole Miss.
Okay. It's probably a hot take one, but Texas versus OSU. This is the matchup of the. What is that? This, like the not even quarterfinals, like around third.
Oklahoma State or
Sorry. Let me refer that. Ohio State. Oklahoma State doesn't get in. I don't believe in the hype.
Okay.
49-42. Ohio State. Texas run early. Disappointing year for Longhorn fans.
Oh boy.
The 9-8 seed. This is a rematch. I believe it was the Peach Bowl last year or Chick-fil-A Fiesta Bowl. I don't remember. Utah versus Penn State. The Chick-fil-A.
No. Penn
doesn't
State and
make-
Ole Miss played.
No, it was me. You're right.
Yeah.
My bad. Utah versus Penn State. This will be an interesting matchup. I think James Franklin finally gets a win that he needs to stay as the Penn State coach. 35-24. I just think Cam, what's his name? Cam
Rising.
Him and the Bowman guy from Oklahoma State in their 7th years. I just think at this point they've had enough injuries to them.
Yeah.
You know, he's that's the first round.
Yeah.
It's not the quarterfinals. And then my number 4 seed is West Virginia, the one Big 12. Number 3 seed is Miami, Florida. Number 2 seed, Ole Miss. And number 1 seed overall is Oregon. The 1 seed versus 8 seed is Oregon versus Penn State. I think Oregon is a Big Ten matchup. Oregon State kind of routs them, 35-14. They come out with a statement. Number 2 seed versus the number 7 seed, Ole Miss versus Ohio State. Ole Miss, 31-30. Jackson Dart, takes care of business here.
Interesting.
Number 3 seed, Miami, Florida versus number 11 seed, Iowa. This is where Iowa's run ends. Miami beats Iowa 31-21. It's closer than what the line will say.
Yeah.
Their defense is really solid, but Cam Ward.
I think he's going to play on Sundays probably.
Cam Ward's a pro-style QB.
Yeah.
West Virginia, UGA. West Virginia season's done after this. I just think they have too much pressure on them. They're happy about winning the Big 12. 45-28 UGA. And then
Page flip.
yeah, page flip. I don't want to.
You're good.
This is the semifinals. Oregon, number 1 seed versus 5 seed UGA. Dan Lanning beats UGA 42-38. Miami, Florida versus Ole Miss. Now this is where I get to the Heisman. This is the Heisman winner versus the Heisman runner-up. Jackson Dart wins Heisman. Cam Ward, runner-up.
Runner-up, I see.
Ole Miss, they do not get the last laugh, though. Miami does.
Wow.
Miami goes to the national championship game.
Okay.
49-42.
This guy.
You ready for this one?
Yeah.
This
No.
is why Mario Cristobal against his former team, who he left for, where they had the people and stuff. 45-38. And to piss off so many Florida fans for not believing the U is back, Miami, Florida takes the national title game. And either I'm going to look like an idiot if they go 6-6, or I'm going to be praised as a college football legend prediction person thing.
No way.
Coach of the year, though, goes to Neil Brown
West Virginia, yeah.
because they did not expect him to make the playoff.
Interesting. Miami going
I
all the way.
had Oregon.
Now that's a hot take.
That is a hot
I had
take.
Oregon, but I'm thinking Cam Ward. The thing is, I get it. Oregon's playing with heart. Cam Ward has something to prove to those NFL teams, saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm a first rounder."
And it's not like he hasn't seen
He hasn't
Oregon
seen- yeah,
before. Like,
no.
he has.
Washington State. Hey, they almost beat Washington last year. They should have. Cam Ward did have a good team at Washington State.
Interesting.
Miami just needs to put that together. They need to get their fans to actually show up to the games instead of it being a bum fest.
Yeah.
Miami, Florida gets
Same
the
with
dub.
Browns.
Florida State fans are pissed off because they're thinking, how did this happen?
Florida State hate comes through. I was waiting
Florida
for
State,
it.
Hey.
And
waiting for
Don't
it.
like
UF doesn't really care because they don't make a bowl game this year because they have the hardest schedule in the country.
Yeah, UF sucks.
But yeah, that's my prediction. I had Oregon, but I'll be honest, I think this is one of the teams where it's the dream team.
Yeah.
And they come up short. I think people are betting on Oregon and not seeing Miami, Florida, because I think they're it's kind of like a taper in the sense that I think Miami is going to get it done in the regular season, and then they're going to show up to the conference game and just kind of put the gas on the brake or put their foot on the gas, and then playoff comes to shove, man.
I like it. I like bold stuff, man. We're not boring. The U is back.
Why are you looking at
Rush
me?
says the U is back.
I'm all for the U, man.
Hey.
I got him in the ACC.
And this is what helps him get the Benson dive.
Yeah, I mean, we both have Oregon over UGA in
Awesome.
ours, but
Yeah.
different points. I like Ole Miss as well to make the Final Four.
I just like it's going to be a Heisman versus Heisman runner-up type situation.
I like that. Heisman winner.
Jackson, I don't think people give enough credit to Jackson Dart.
Especially if they win the SEC. I'm telling you, SEC wins matter. That's why I got Texas win SEC. I think Quinn Ewers will be the main reason, and then it'll pop them up.
I think Texas' schedule being harder. I just think they're gonna get pushed around a little more than they did last year, and I think they're gonna slip up. Like they made the playoff, which is great. Like at the end of the day, I mean, when they do goal settings for these like teams, probably 10 or 15 teams say, "Hey, I want to win the national title."
Yes,
You know,
national
so it's
title.
not like the first two are trying to win the national title. Like you scroll down and you might, yeah. I bet you the last team to say I want to win the national title is probably the U.
Maybe
Texas. I don't know why Texas.
Clemson?
I'll be honest. I don't know why Texas A&M's up there. I don't understand that. But I mean, all these other teams, they're trying to make their conference game. I mean, Wisconsin. That's why I never believe in odds. Here, you want to do my kind of Nebraska prediction just to hate how the people.
We'll do it at the end. We got to let
Okay.
Logan pick his.
Okay.
Do you have a Final Four in mind, or do you just win a national title?
You wasn't listening.
Dude, 7 national title games. Who was yours again?
FAU, SMU,
No.
what was it? FAMU.
I was about to say,
FAMU.
You tripped. Coastal Carolina.
FAMU.
Nah, Oregon versus
Duke.
UGA, Miami versus Ole Miss.
I had Oregon over Ole Miss and UGA over Texas. You had time to think.
Oh, I'm thinking. And Oregon is the one.
Okay, let's go. We're
Hey,
doubling down.
I've been listening to y'all talk, and Oregon's been mentioned a lot.
I have been watching their week by week YouTube game or YouTube like series.
Uh-huh.
You know who Ty Burrell is from Modern Family?
Yeah.
He's the one that directs it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey,
See,
the
I'm
Ducks,
not-
though.
Shout out Modern Family.
I'm
Good
not
show.
worried
But
about. I'm not worried about last season how they couldn't get over Penix, because Penix also beat Texas and stuff. Like
Penix-
sometimes you just can't beat a team.
Penix reminds me of Cam Ward though. I feel like Cam Ward's 2.0 in the right system.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna because I will say though, if you look at it, Oregon and Miami are both QBs are in their 6th year.
Mm-hmm.
Like talk about committing to the game
Yeah.
and being and lasting like the longest out of it. You know, like Penix was 6th year. Bo Nix was in his 6th year last year. He didn't make it, of course, but like I hate they might not be. I mean, J.D. McCarthy or Bo Nix was drafted by the Denver Broncos, but they might not be thinking, oh, I'm going to be a first-round pick. But these guys who have the most experience pay out in the end. They just have to last the longest.
So you got Oregon
That's-
over who?
Texas.
Oregon over Texas.
All day.
All day. So we're both
Oh,
going
so-
Oregon. We're doubling down on Oregon
Hey,
on here.
quack, quack.
Doubling down.
Come on.
Rush has got Miami. Rush, one quick final Nebraska prediction. Since you are our number one Nebraska hater,
I have to say something bad about Nebraska each time,
you got to get your dig.
So,
What's in
Yes.
Nebraska? No one knows.
just like Tampa's white trash, right?
Hey, yo.
All right. Yesterday or 2 days ago, Dylan Raiola was named the starting QB. We've all seen Nebraska fans. You gotta listen to me on this. Adrian Martinez was named the true freshman starting QB. The first game against Colorado, he got injured, and he was never the same. Offensive line isn't that good. Yes, they have a cupcake schedule the first half. UTEP, you better win that game. Colorado, bro, I don't know. I think Shadur's going to come in and beat that and beat
Nice.
Nebraska. They're going to beat Northern Iowa. Always a hope. I think they're going to beat Illinois. Usually Purdue is a trap game for them. It's at Purdue. They're going to lose that one. Then they're going to I'm pretty high on Rutgers this year. They're pretty I think they're going to be sneaky good, 8-4 good. And I think they're going to beat it. They're going to beat them on homecoming 3-3. Nebraska's 4-3 after beating Indiana. They got a lot of rebuilding to do. They get their butts kicked at Ohio State. It's 4-4. They beat UCLA at home because UCLA is just not good anymore.
Okay.
Like, is Chip Kelly the head coach? The Lord, someone different
No,
now.
he's the
Yeah.
OC at Ohio State. now.
Yep. See, they got a new guy. But then the last 3 games are no easy walk in the park. USC, they lose. That QB Mason Miller is pretty good this year.
Well,
Wisconsin, they come into Memorial State and beat them. And for 4, the 5th time in like 8 or 9 years, it comes down to beating Iowa to get to a bowl game. And at 10-1, Iowa looking forward to the Big Ten championship game. You ready for this? In the last 5 or 6
ready.
years,
Uh-huh.
they have walked off for a field goal win 4 times.
Bang.
Or 3 or 4 times. It's going to happen again.
Make it 5.
Make it 5. And Nebraska, you will ask yourselves what happened, and you will say Rush Clark knows. Go with the prediction. 5-7 again because
Let's make it a model.
last year they were 5-3
Mhm.
and they finished 5-7. And the most Nebraska way to end their season, Shubba Purdy, the game I believe was tied 10-10. There was a pick within the last 30 seconds. Deacon Hill, Iowa QB, who's now at Southern Utah. He throws a pick within like a minute and 30 remaining. 2 plays later, Shubba Purdy throws a pick. They take it to the 30-yard line. The Iowa running back, Kamari Moulton, takes a 20-yard run. Why do you allow that, you know? They kick a field goal for the win.
How do you remember all this?
I told you I'm not good at this shit. I have identity memory when it comes to this stuff. Like sports.
You need to give me some of that.
And because the year after that, man, it's going to be a painful year.
He's already thinking the year ahead.
Bro, it's past, present, future. Like,
He's hating a year in advance,
bro. For real.
But I mean,
who wins in 3 years? Can you let me know? he might know.
But you guys are going to have to look forward to volleyball.
Rush Clark knows.
And
looking forward to volleyball. Hey, at least they can sell out the
yeah,
stadium.
they sell out. Hey, I'll give you credit. But you guys will probably lose to either Wisconsin or Texas because Nebraska is known for choking. So, it's been 30-plus years for a national title. I expect to be in the ground after you guys win one. So, and that's like in 100 years.
We're going 100 years from now.
Shout out also, side note, Sister, I forgot her name. Sister something from Loyola. Remember her?
Jean.
Sister Jean.
She
She's
turned
105.
Yeah,
Come on.
105, bro. That's crazy. Hey, you have the Lord on your side, you'll live forever.
She was born before sliced bread was invented. I saw that today.
Dude, that post is crazy.
That was actually insane.
Thank you for sliced bread.
I remember that.
Dude, and then 2026, you have Tennessee. Oh.
He's still going.
Bro's nonstop.
Dude,
Hey,
okay,
get the camera on this guy. We just
2026. Bro.
2026.
Listen to the schedule. They have to face Tennessee, Iowa, Michigan State, which is probably going to be good at that point, right? I mean, you expect
So is a favorite.
OSU, Washington, Oregon. Bro, and then, it's just crazy at that point.
He's fuming.
You guys,
He's fuming.
they're one of the teams. They're one of the teams, just like Tennessee, where you can recruit good, but they never turn out the way we want. Either they get arrested, you know.
I mean the DUI dogs.
DUI dogs, Nebraska, baby. Oh no, you're right.
That's
right.
Georgia, UGA.
Rah Davis, shut up. No, Rah Thomas. Yeah, but look forward to bowling in Nebraska. So
This guy's going Poland.
This man.
nah, they won the national
How many
title
pins
2
you
years
got
ago.
right
He ain't Nebraska's #1 hater for a reason. But that has been first episode of OTB Off the Blocks, college football preview. We got a lot more coming. Hopefully when the
we
game
do.
starts, you can get the in-game highlights, predictions, stuff like that.
That's what I'm excited for
Stuff.
right there.
And
Some
as we
highlights.
get going, FAU basketball goes.
Dang,
Hopefully
hey.
we get some people in here. Maybe.
Any special guests?
You want-
are we gonna
Special
get?
guests.
Special
Hopefully.
guests?
Hopefully.
You want to do one bold prediction?
Oh, he's
Besides
on the
One bold
again.
prediction.
like out of the season, like you know how like it doesn't have to be like a championship. Like you know how people say like if UF had a cupcake schedule and they make a bowl game, that's like your prediction. Like or no, this year you know how their best record is like, or they have the hardest schedule. Like bowl prediction, they actually go like 8-4 and prove people wrong. You know what I mean? Like Miami is a bold prediction, but I feel like I have other bold predictions.
Ooh, look at those FAU in there.
FAUs. All right.
No, I'm just like thinking of like
Dang,
my bold prediction. You want to hear mine?
Yeah.
Colorado State makes the playoff and they beat the 5 seed.
Really?
Because, dude, I was watching Colorado State tape. They're pretty good. They're like they have dog, man.
They stayed there.
too.
All right, my bold prediction: Arizona wins the Big 12.
Is this actually a playoff game?
This was me. I made it.
Oh, I was like, we're pretty good at FAU to go 26.
Hey,
Let's
there
go.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I think Arizona wins the Big 12. And
So you have 10-2. Are they making the playoff then?
no, you
FAU?
saw my playoff teams.
Oh yeah, you did. You're right. Where's Memphis at on this? Oh wow, there's 7.
It doesn't include conference championship games,
Oh.
but it's just, and it goes off base.
The U.
See, Liberty.
Neighbors.
Look at their strength of schedule, bro. Not even 40.
crazy.
Yeah,
What is it?
it's like 3.88, and then look at compared to Georgia's. Like, look at the difference. Like, you know what I mean? Like, then look at Memphis's instead. So it's like,
Well, I mean,
We
the
don't
fact,
play Memphis this year, do we? No, we don't.
or Tulane, so it helps. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
good.
This year's the
This
year.
easier one.
I mean,
all right. First episode. It's been good, boys. It's been good, boys.
It's been good.
Hopefully, many more to
Mr.
come.
Rush.
Mr. Rush.
Rush Clark knows.
Rush Clark knows. We're gonna get that over. Rush
Yeah.
Clark knows.
Rush Clark knows.
Rush
eventually.
Clark knows.
Oh, actually. Sorry, no. I was gonna say predictions for this weekend for the FSU Georgia Tech game. I know we don't care about the other games, but
Oh yeah, that's the only really big game going.
Tech wins.
Tech wins.
Tech wins.
Tech beats Florida State.
35-30.
Florida State ain't gonna be as good as they were.
Florida
last
State
year.
gets upset, and that's when people start realizing they had one good year.
Haynes King for Heisman.
Hey,
Starting creepy of
he
Georgia
ain't,
Tech.
he ain't bad. He ain't bad. He was in that Georgia game for a while until Georgia Tech's rest of the team gave up. Last but not least, Tampa sucks.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that next week. All right.
Next week we're doing NFL predictions. Hopefully Logan comes a little more.
Woo! Hey.
Hey, I've got some spicy stuff coming next week for the NFL predictions. I hope you boys are ready. All right.
Oh, I'll be ready.
This has been Rush. This has been Logan. I've been Red Rocket. Peace.
Go Owls.
Oh, we should end with going. Yeah, go on.